Mufussy's got the rage, let it flow. Holding on to stories, tales untold. He's the king of the ring, the last man standing. Dropkick the Commute.
Hello and welcome to Dropkick the Commute, where I just have one question. Why is CM Punk, Roman, and Seth Rollins the main event? To answer that question, we're going to call up my old pal Galeer. Why is CM Punk, Roman, and Seth Rollins main eventing night one?
I don't know. Actually, I do know. I have the answer for you.
How do you feel about it? And what's the answer?
I don't know how I feel about it. I was excited that it was happening, and then they did the contract signing.
Right.
And then I was like, what are we doing? Seth and CM Punk, yeah, they hate each other. Makes sense.
Right.
Seth and Roman, Shield brothers. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess Roman and Punk.
The connection there is just Paul Heyman, really.
Yeah, really. And it's just kind of like, Punk does the, hey, your wise man isn't just your wise man. Oh, and also, you eliminated me from the Royal Rumble. Oh.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that as a reason to, start a feud. It's like, you eliminated me from the Royal Rumble, the match where you're supposed to eliminate people. I'm mad at you. You eliminated me. What do you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
Would you have been mad at fucking Aiko Speed if he
Akira
eliminated
Tozawa,
you? Yeah, the Punk Roman thing is just, there's nothing there. There wasn't even anything there for me when they did War Games.
Yeah.
I really didn't even want CM Punk in that match. It was a good match, yeah, but I don't know. He just didn't feel like he belonged there. They just kind of shoehorned him in because they were like, ooh, we could tell a good story here. It's not, again, it's a match I'm excited for because it's all big names. But the more they try to explain to me why I should care about it is when I start caring less.
Right. The thing that really fucked me up was, the thing that's still up in the air is the whole favor, right? The favor. What's the favor? And
well, I think the favor was
it's not
getting him the main event.
It's not, because at the end of Smackdown, did you watch it or no?
I only watched what was on TV.
At the very end of Smackdown, you might have missed it. I imagine it was in the thing. At the very end of Smackdown, when he's like, oh, thank your tribal chief, and CM Punk gets down and he's like, oh, thank you so much for getting me in the main event and doing all this stuff and having the Ulafala and being the tribal chief. And then he ends the show with, but that's not the favor. And then it cuts to black.
Oh, I didn't.
You missed that part?
I didn't catch that part. No.
Yeah, and that's why I'm so fucked up about it, because okay, if that's the favor, Paul Heyman getting him the main event, it's okay, whatever, it makes sense, I guess, but it's okay, what's the favor, number one? And number two, it's just the main event because what? Because it's Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins? You can have that match. They're trying to hype it up to be all this, oh, you have all this hatred and animosity between these three guys. It doesn't need to be the main event.
No, it doesn't. And it should be Io and whoever, right?
And that's what I think.
That's what I think. And then
what, Rhea, Io, and Bianca?
Yeah, and then you could have the other guys, Punk and Seth and Roman just be right before it, or right before the main event the next night.
Right. The other thing is too, when Jey Uso won, literally Michael Cole, he's like, Jey Uso is going to the main event of WrestleMania, and he's not main eventing either night now.
Oh wait, yeah.
Very heavily pushing, not just, oh, he gets to choose the champion, but also Jey Uso will be in the main event of WrestleMania. No, he's not going to be in either main event now. So what are they going to do? On each night, they're going to say our co-main event and have a total of 4 main events?
I mean, shit. They did it at Double or Nothing last year.
Yeah,
so.
the quadruple main event.
I didn't even think of that. And it also doesn't help Jey Uso because not everyone's happy with him being the guy.
Right.
And so it's not really, you're not really doing him any favors when Gunther's coming in, like, kicking his ass every week, and then, okay, now he's not in the main event of WrestleMania, and people already think of this guy as a joke and whatnot. So you're just like, I'd be shocked if he doesn't win at WrestleMania. I think he's going to.
Yeah.
But if he wins and it's not a main event, that's might even be worse for him.
Yeah, like it's just gonna like stop his momentum.
It's like, oh yeah, he won the world title match. Like, I'm trying to think. I mean, there's been like a few instances where the Rumble winner hasn't main evented, but that was also back when there was only one night. So that's another issue I have is like, I feel like if you're going to main event something, you should only be, the main event I feel like should just be, I don't know.
It's definitely hard with the 2 nights now, but also like if they weren't going to do this whole main event thing, because like I agree, I don't think the Rumble winner needs to be in the main event.
Jey Uso.
Yeah, his name is Main Event Jey Uso, and also they pushed it so hard on commentary. Like, CM Punk, the whole reason for him winning the Rumble was not to get the championship, or CM Punk wanting to win the Rumble. Sorry, the whole thing was he didn't care about the championship. He wanted to be in the main event of WrestleMania. Michael Cole's saying when Jey Uso won the Rumble, he's going to the main event of WrestleMania. So it's like the Rumble winner doesn't need to be the main event of WrestleMania, but if you're saying it repeatedly for numerous people,
if Punk had won, then he would have been in the main event.
Right.
No questions asked.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't put him in the main event, he probably would have thrown a fit. They're doing my man Jay a little dirty.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm also on the side of, like, I don't necessarily think the championship needs to be the main event. You know, I said that about fucking.
But then don't bring it up. You know.
Right.
Don't say they're gonna be in the main event.
Exactly. Like I've said, I said it about AEW. Like, Cope and Mox was fucking dog shit.
What if this whole time by main event of WrestleMania they just do a main event dark matches like before the show and that's when his match is? That's probably what they meant now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's in a dark match. Oh man, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just so.
I want to know.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to know what you think about the John Cena stuff.
So, Raw is on right now as we speak. And
true.
Some of the stuff that I saw from Raw today definitely made the build better. But I don't know. John Cena kind of 2 weeks in a row cut the same exact promo. It doesn't
just like a whiny bitch.
It doesn't feel like the big, it doesn't feel as big as WrestleMania last year. The stakes are not there for me. It's just like, I think it's hard for me to suspend my disbelief too, because like if John Cena wins as a champion and as a heel, like, yeah, I want to see that. So like I want to see him win, but so it makes Cody not feel like the big hero that he's supposed to be to me. Yeah. So I don't know. It's hard looking at it from this perspective. It's just WrestleMania doesn't feel as big as it did, and I know that's hard when you're coming off a show as big as last year. Like that show was fucking massive.
I think what would do it for me is this John Cena thing would be a lot more convincing if. I think we all thought The Rock and Travis Scott were kind of going to go with John Cena and like appear everywhere he went.
Yeah.
I feel like there's very much unfinished business with Cody and The Rock, but it just kind of got passed through John Cena to him.
Right.
And now John Cena's kind of doing all the extra work that he shouldn't. I don't know if he shouldn't be doing it, but like I don't know. It just feels weird that The Rock's not there when he kind of played such a big part in the whole heel turn.
Yeah. Watch, he's probably gonna be there, like, because I think he posted on Instagram today he's in London, so maybe he'll show up on Raw today.
I mean, maybe. We're getting closer and closer. If he doesn't show up until WrestleMania, he will be at WrestleMania at the very least. But, yeah. John Cena, the first heel promo got me. I liked him yelling and, like, scolding the audience, and he's like, you don't get to say you've been talking. You don't get to talk now.
Yeah.
But then he just started being like, I'm all for the, like, you don't get the new attire, the new music or anything. I'm not going to keep giving you what you want.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, as a result of that, I'm not, like, convinced enough that, like, this is what John Cena should be doing last year.
The one thing I did like that he said was, I'm going to take the title and retire with it so that I'm the last real champion.
I'm going to kill pro wrestling.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was silly. But it's just like...
And Cody was like, you got to go through me first.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. You got to go through me. I don't know, it's just feeling like a little goofy to me. The whole build, like, I'm genuinely, I said this in Discord last night, I'm genuinely at this very moment, if Dynasty and WrestleMania were on at the same time, I would watch Dynasty live and save WrestleMania for, like, after Dynasty. That's how I'm feeling right now.
The first night, I'm going to be missing the first night, so.
Oh yeah, you have a show, right?
I do.
By the way, guys, go check out Galeer on Spotify.
Yeah, and then we're at 700 monthly listeners. Make it go up.
Fuck yeah, brother. We're gonna get you to 1,000.
I don't know. I think I would still watch WrestleMania if both were on at the same time. Just because I also really haven't been crazy into the stuff that AEW's been doing. Like, I feel like we're kind of at a weird period where, like, I'm still watching everything.
Yeah.
But nothing's like
standing out.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that anything is like worth watching.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
No,
like,
it's true.
Even like the women's feuds, like Tiffy and Charlotte, I'm excited for, but I don't really care. Like,
yeah,
the build means nothing to me. The Rhea Ripley stuff is like the Rhea, Io, and Bianca stuff is cool, but some of it doesn't make sense, and like I think Rhea's trying to be a heel, but no one's gonna boo her.
It's just in a wacky place right now.
Wacky, silly, goofy.
Wacky, silly, goofy. Well, Galeer, thank you for talking about WrestleMania with me.
Hey, it's been a pleasure. I'm always honored to call in on the critically acclaimed Dropkick the Commute podcast, which famously featured Big Boom AJ.
Yeah!
And, you know, all I got to say is, you know, never forget where you came from when you hit it big.
That's right, King. Even though you fired me from GCW.
Yeah, well, we'll have some news on that eventually.
Oh, okay.
Season 5 coming soon. Season 4, I don't know what season we're on. That's
one of them.
That's where we're at right now.
Who cares? Just start numbering them, whatever you want. Season 11.
69.
Nice, dude.
And then you give me a beep beep.
Beep beep, back to me in the studio. Thanks, Galeer. Thanks for coming on. I do want to talk about Smackdown a little bit before I go. We're not going to cover... there's been so much wrestling lately, and I've been playing Assassin's Creed and not taking notes. I've been lazy, but we're going to have some fun things coming up. But I do want to talk about Smackdown before we end the episode. Smackdown started off with a really funny moment where Cody Rhodes came out and obviously got a big reception in the international crowd. They're in London. They're in the O2. It's a fun whole thing. It does as well, and the crowd is chanting for like 20 minutes. But Randy Orton comes out and kind of gasses him up a little bit, and he's like, hey, man, I got so much respect for you. I'm not going to kick you in in the head, but I am going to come for your title. And Cody's like, okay. But then Drew comes out and he's like, no, you're both frauds. You're both pieces of shit. And, I'm coming for the title. Randy, I'm going to break your back. You've done nothing. Everyone's talking about me more than they're talking about you. So Drew comes out and talks his shit. And then he gets in the ring and Cody punches him and lays down and does the punch from the ground. Randy goes to do an RKO. Drew reverses it, kind of stops him, and then gets out of the ring. Before the RKO, Randy was all smooth. He looked at him and then he tossed the mic real quick and then went for the RKO. Unsuccessful, but they had a little stare down and that was a fun whole thing. The Street Profits had a match, and I gotta say, the Street Profits got that new theme song, and they are not getting, any reaction. Nowhere close to where they've been getting, previously with their old song and stuff. People were hyped for them. It's good that they have the titles. I'm excited to see where they go with this, because there's not really heels, they're not really baby faces, but it's cool to see them with the titles again, so I'm hoping that all these title defenses are solid and good. So I don't know, like I said, it's good they have the titles. I hope they have some banger match at Mania, if they even defend them at Mania. I'm hoping that they do. I feel like that's kind of a necessity. I do think all your titles should be defended at Mania. It'd be goofy if any of them are left out, but we're going to see what happens if they keep the 5-match rule, 4-match rule going. Even for Mania, night 1 and night 2. We had Braun Strowman versus LA Knight for the US title. And Jacob Fatu ended up interfering. And, I think they're building to a triple threat here. And Jacob Fatu, did a Samoan drop to Braun on the table, which was crazy, lifting up that man. I cannot even imagine. And they are going to have a last man standing match next week. I imagine Jacob is going to win it. And then they're going to kind of... maybe go into a triple threat at Mania, or Jacob's going to win it. It's just going to be one-on-one against LA Knight. If that's the case, I see Jacob Fatu winning, which kind of sucks for LA Knight, but I feel like that's what would happen. They're definitely kind of building this to kind of split up Jacob and Solo more. There's a lot of turmoil there. So it'd be interesting to see where that goes. We did have 2 big teases. We had a little vignette with a lot of smoke and a shadowy figure. It's Aleister Black, Malachi Black. It's Aleister Black. He's coming back for sure to WWE. He left AEW and people figured that's exactly where he was going again. He's a Triple H guy. He was in NXT. He's coming back and he's hopefully going to be used properly. The other one was Rey Fenix confirmed. They've been showing a bunch of vignettes for Rey Fenix. Some masked lucha in the corner, whoa, who could that be? It's Rey Fenix. Officially confirmed he will be on Smackdown next Friday, which is very interesting. Interesting that he's on Smackdown, Penta's on Raw, so it looks like they're not going to be together right away, or they're just going to fucking brand hop and do what they want, But Rey Fenix, the Lucha Bros will be back together very, very soon. Lastly, to finish up with Smackdown, we had a funny fucking segment where Drew walks backstage after winning his match and he's talking shit about Damian. He's like, woo, yeah. He opens the door and Damian Priest is standing on the other side and he's just standing there menacingly, and he starts to beat the shit out of Drew, and Drew ends up throwing him against a car. Some random guy comes out and goes, hey, that's my car, stop, and Damian puts him through a table and then beats the shit out of Drew some more and ends up doing a South of Heaven on the windshield. Real glass, motherfucker. And, that was just such a funny fucking segment. I was dying. And then, of course, we had the whole contract signing that goes into what me and Galeer just talked about. But, just the contract signing, hyping up the triple threat match between Punk, Roman, and Seth, and London is singing along. They're singing Roman Reigns, and Roman puts the mic up to Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman sings along, Roman Reigns. Like, it was so fucking goofy. Seth comes out and they're singing his song, and he puts the mic up to Paul, and Paul just blank face, just pissed off at him. He's like, no, I'm not singing that song. I hate that damn song. And just, you know, very silly moments. Again, the thing I want to highlight here that I talked about with Galeer was at the very end, Roman says, thank your tribal chief for getting you this match and all that stuff. And CM Punk is like, oh, thank you, big dog, thank you, tribal chief, owner of the Ulafala, like all this stuff. And then he ends it with, but that wasn't the favor. And then the stream cuts and the show ends. So what is the favor? We're going to find out at WrestleMania. I'm sure we'll find out very soon. I don't know, man. I'm wondering if the favor is probably just Paul Heyman turns on Roman, or, and this is a long shot, the favor is whoever wins that triple threat gets inserted into the main event of night 2, but I don't think that would work, and I don't think that would happen. If that does happen, fuck me. I don't fucking know. That'd be whack, dude. But I don't know. Lots to think about. Lots to talk about in this weird build to WrestleMania and Dynasty as well. Dynasty predictions. Dynasty is coming up this Sunday. It's a little bit too soon for predictions because AEW has a tendency to announce like 6 more matches on the night before of the show. So I will do my Dynasty predictions in like a TikTok or something. I will be streaming more of 2K25 My Rise this week. So if you want to check that out, twitch.tv/Mufussy. Go follow me there. You'll know when I'm live. I don't exactly know when yet, and I am also going to do a fun video next week at some point or the week after talking about my first WrestleMania. So be on the lookout for that. And also I just put up another Guess the Wrestler quiz. So go check that out as well. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful week and enjoy Dynasty this weekend and WrestleMania coming up very soon. Okay, goodbye. Beep beep. Beep beep, everyone. Beep beep.